back to arranging today. I am going to take you along with me right back here, and we're going to talk about what's new for spring for Full Circle Florals. Let's do this. So, there's actually a lot out there, surprisingly, for this time of year. I'm going to come a little closer here. That's what I love about my movable desk. Look at that. It's like a Zoom. Pretty fun. Anyway, I'm Erin, Full Circle Florals. I did a bunch of recording the year before last. And I kind of dipped out, and now I'm quasi back. So I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. Y'all know how that goes. But it is spring, certainly spring here at Full Circle Florals. The weather right now, it says it's 63 outside, but it's been getting up to 80, 85. All next week, they're literally calling it a summer heat wave, but in March here. So that's fun. Also, no rain. So, our big project today, once we do our running around in the morning, is to turn on the water system and start working with that. May end up pushing it to Sunday. It's hard to know because I had this to do and I harvested some flowers for another client. So we're kind of just slow walking the season start because we've got a lot going on. We have sliding kind of away from the subscription flowers and focusing more on getting people out to the farm, because everyone knows you just need that outside time amongst the flowers and the butterflies and the buzzing bees. It's me. I've always said it's a therapy. So, and I think it can be therapy for other people too. So I just got my spring backdrop put together. That's what I do for fun. Is I redo my little backdrop here. Some of you probably seen previous videos. If not, scroll back on my previous videos and see different iterations of this. I do one usually for fall, kind of a wintertime one, a springtime, and a summertime one. So I try to do 4 times. Sometimes I just don't get to it when I want to, but I did pull them all out of there. And the other thing that is nice is it makes it so where I can clean that because otherwise, how would you clean it? So anyway, I digress. This is what I am working with. Everything right here. I'm going to put it all together. This is the little vase that's going in. Right now it has some borage in it. I'm going to start with just doing like I normally do, putting in my greenery so that I have a base to stick everything else in. That's how I get away with not uh, doing any kind of frog or, you know, anything to keep things where they're supposed to be, is I just use the plants themselves to do that. So I usually start with this stuff, which looks like it's going to work today. Uh, the crazy thing is that this time of year, we normally have had some kind of wild hail, something that, just makes everything all wonky, but we really haven't. So that worries me. I think it's going to end up being an April or a May thing. I have my gestalt says that we are going to get some crazy weather later in the season. So it's coming for us. Just right now, it's really beautiful and chill. So, okay, so that's kind of the base. I don't really know that's kind of cute. I kind of like this offset curve. So we're just going to keep going with that. Let's get some of these cute little osteos in. It's funny because most people are not out there, especially at florists, are not out there using osteos, but they are so cute. The color is really nice. That just dawned on me. I probably should have a little more light. Hold on. That better? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, you can see those pop a little bit more. So I actually just trimmed these to get the maximum benefit to the plant because they like to be pruned. Hi, you can come in, Mr. Henderson. Mr. Henderson is here because it is a Saturday. It's right there. Look at you. You're so cute. You match my backdrop with your pink there, sir. I got all distracted by him. He said I have that effect. He does. Anyway, so the osteos, I think they're underrated. I really feel like as far as sustainable floristry goes, this would be a fun way to, it's a fun segue to get into using something different than the classics, because a lot of the classics They're expensive, not just financially, they're environmentally expensive. They come from far away, they have to be imported. So, using something that grows really well locally um, would solve that. I keep getting my tea here. It's going to get debris in it. And I do have some cute little ones. These are Grenvilla. I'm probably saying that wrong, but aren't they cute? Look at that little blossom. Hopefully you can see that. I planted this plant years ago now, and it's just been real slow coming online, but it is coming online. So that's nice. Come on, cutie, get in there. And then these little cuties here are forsythia. I've been watching them bloom out there. They're just such a classic spring bloomer. I love them. I probably should hold on before I do. So one good tip with these things that are kind of more of a branch is to cut the base of the stem kind of in an X so that it opens it up. That helps get more moisture for longer up into the bloom spike. And I'm just removing any of the kind of like sad looking flowers in there because we don't need them. They're going to fall off anyway. So anyway, this is actually a special delivery bouquet for one of my previous subscribers. And it is their birthday. So I told them, even though you're not subscribing, I want to deliver you a birthday bouquet. And it just happens to be right now. And then I'll pick up vases that I had from them the last time. And those vases should fuel my the rest of my subscribers for the year. So that's my hope, is to not have to go buy a bunch more vases. I don't think I'll use that one, but I do want these guys here. So that's my plan. I'm going to stick this over here so I want a good view. There we go. You're getting a good view from that side, but I wasn't able to see it real well. So anyway, that's what's going on with us, is we are gently shifting over into just being more focused on our guests coming here, being focused on the events that we're going to do at the farm specifically, and leaning into the U-pick part of this adventure. So it has been a transition. One of the super cool things we've been doing is building the beds down there at the flower farm. We're building some raised beds out of recycled material. They do have a few new pieces of wood on them, but the vast majority is recycled pallets, which they're a pretty hefty pallet. So they're going to hold up really great. And that's been Forrest's job. Forrest has been the builder on that. And so I have already planted some of that. Oh, this is really cute. This is really cute. This is what it's looking like so far. Just spring, soft, cute, fun. I think I'll put these back here. I'm trying to make it to where you can look at it from any direction and it looks cute. So I've got that one. Front's looking on. Let's do this over here. On point. We're just going to nestle a few more down in here. Boy, I'm making a mess. So that's the big one for us, is getting those beds up. And I did find, oh, look, they're so pretty. So I just decide where this focal, this is kind of a focal here. This is the focal. Oh goodness, that is, and I feel like calla lilies are just, they just really represent spring in my mind. So I'm very happy that was blooming and I can nestle it down in here. There it is. That's what I'm going to do right there. So it'll kind of add to that asymmetrical look that I've got going on. I did find some of these bulbines. I'm just going to kind of add to this already spiky look here. These were really fluffy and healthy. This is kind of their year, or their time of year to shine. I just think they're so fun. I use them all the time in my arrangements. There we go. Okay, so we're getting this kind of going on here. Let's do another one of these over here. I've already picked these, so probably just going to use them all. That's all no, I want more purple. There we go. So I need a few more of these just to fill in the spots that look like they just need a little more pop of color, which is going to be back here behind. I don't know why I'm calling this the back. Either one could be the back. So that being said, just about done with this little cutie here. It's going to get delivered, and then we will decide whether we have time to work on our our watering system or not. I kind of want that there, but that's too much. Got to find just the right one for this spot. Well, that'll do. I think that'll do. Needs to be shorter. So, that being said, oh, that's cute. Yeah, that's going to be cute. That being said, we are very thrilled to start the season out and start really focusing on all things you pick. Because there it is. I got it. Oh, it's cute. Okay. I want a little bit more right here. And then we're going to really make this go this direction. All right, y'all. That's pretty close. I'm not going to use this one. I realized it has a hole in the leaf. So that one's toast. Just going to give it a little look over here. I almost feel like you could use a little bit more right through there. I don't know if I can get it in here. At this point, it's getting a little squished. So I might just leave it here. Let's pull this part off. Do a little accent underneath. But overall, I think it is really cute and fun. And all sustainably grown right here at or around our flower farm and our house. I'm gonna drop this one down. I want it over here. No, let's put it out this way. Really want to accentuate this angular feel that I have going. Okay. Yes. There. I think I'm going to go with that. So this is a wild cutie. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. The camera doesn't necessarily do it justice, I don't think. I feel like it's hard to really see, but I love the calla lily. Look at how cute that is. And these little pops here, they're pretty fun. So there it is. I have done this setup. You know what's going on with us. We're still here. We're planning on doing the U-pick and really leaning into that angle. Besides that, you're going to hear updates. I'm going to keep trying to post here, doing my my updates as often as possible. I can't commit to an exact when I'm going to do it. But come looking for me if you want some peace and chit chat. All right. That's all I got. Have a wonderful day and weekend, y'all. I'm going to zoom back. I'm coming to get you.